And these heartless bastards, this Trump regime, they have the f***ing audacity to talk about family values.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of The Dave Show. We've got a lot of good stuff to get to, so let's get to it. Let's do it. News and nuts. News and nuts. Hey, it's news and nuts. It looks like Charlemagne the God is taking umbrage to the Democrats spinning all of these reports that are just super hyperbolic about kids being deported. Take a look.
I do think when the media has that conversation, we can't rage bait, though. Because, every time they say it, they'll be like, oh, a 2-year-old got deported, a 3-year-old got deported, but they're not telling the whole story of their parent was here illegally, and so the parent got deported, and so they sent the child with them. Because when I hear it, I'm like, why the hell would they deport a 2-year-old? Why would they deport some child with cancer?
Hank Johnson, a congressman from Georgia, is spinning up the old fear machine, telling everybody that ICE originally came for this particular group, but now they're broadening their net and they're going to start rounding up a whole bunch more people. So, I don't know. Take a look.
First, they came for the Latinos outside of the Home Depots. And I didn't say anything about it because I'm not a Latino at the Home Depot. Then they came for the Hispanic-looking folks wearing hats backward with tattoos. I didn't say anything about that because I don't wear my hair backward, and I don't have any tattoos, and I don't look like a Latino.
And then they're going to be coming for dumb congressmen.
He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattooed.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
That was Photoshop.
Terry, you can't do that.
This whole Maryland dad thing is really getting old, my friends. I think we have enough proof to show that the guy was a gang member. And this whole thing with the photoshopped fist showing the tattoos of MS-13, or what represents MS-13, which Judge Janine on the 5 talked about with her gang unit thing that she had established when she was an active judge. But we're going to look at Greg Gutfeld talk a little bit more about the tattoos on the fist. Let's take a look.
Well, let's simplify it. The letters and the numbers are labels that translate the symbols on his knuckles. The reporter tried to say that the labels were the tattoo, an intentional deception to make you think he's a gang member. No, we know he's a gang member. Those numbers above aren't even the same typeface. Let me put it this way. Can you put us back in boxes for now, all of us in boxes? Okay, people at home, we're not really in boxes. It's just a production thing. That label was added on as a translated. What the newscaster tried to do was make it sound like, oh my God, the whole thing was doctored. No, it wasn't. But the real joke is that we are talking about the nature of the tattoo when we already know the nature of the thug. And because we know that he is a gang member, that he has a violent history, that there are police reports and there are court proceedings that cover this whole thing, we now have to shift this over onto, well, it's photoshopped. No. Do you honestly think the mafia walks around with Gambino crime family tattooed on their chest? How stupid are you? But the Democrats and the media have made him into their latest martyr. They never do the victims. They only do the victimizer, whether it's a criminal, a human trafficker, a guy trying to play women's sports, doesn't matter. They always pick the wrong guy.
One of the biggest reasons why everybody that voted for Trump is all about this next clip. We're getting the scumbag MS-13 gang members and anybody else that's affiliated with gangs from South America out of the country. It cannot happen fast enough, and screw this stupid due process. They are not entitled to it. But anyways, let's take a look at this good news.
The acting ICE director announced today that just in the last 48 hours alone, ICE has arrested 68 suspected Tren de Aragua gang members, and he says the agency's goal is to completely eradicate that gang from U.S. soil. Now, one arrest is making some headlines. That one happened in the state of Florida. That's where ICE and state law enforcement announced that together they made the first arrest in the entire nation of a TDA gang member via the Alien Enemies Act. He's a Venezuelan national who ICE says is involved in human trafficking. He was arrested not for his legal status or any alleged crimes, but the idea that he's a terrorist enemy of the United States under the statute from 1798.
The president invoked the Alien Enemies Act, and our officers have risked their lives every day to ensure that we are going after these foreign terrorist networks in our communities. Our goal is to eradicate TDA from U.S. soil.
Now, the feds also announced a joint operation with ICE, Border Patrol, and the FBI that netted 14 arrests of suspected TDA gang members in the Washington, D.C. area, all of whom are accused of being involved in ongoing criminal activity. And in Georgia, U.S. Marshals say they arrested a fugitive, high-ranking TDA gang member who's wanted in Chicago on 2 counts of first-degree murder. Listen to this. This is after he allegedly kidnapped 3 women and shot them all in the head in a Chicago alley, killing 2 of them. Now, Shannon, ISIS told us that they never even encountered Tren de Aragua inside the United States prior to the year 2022. They say the Biden administration's mass catch and release policies allowed hundreds of these men into the country. Now their goal is to find and deport every single one of them.
While Democrats are going as fast as they can down to South America into El Salvador to visit the scumbag wife-beating MS-13 gang member / Maryland dad, President Trump is busy actually freeing Americans that are being held captive abroad. In this next clip, this gentleman was held in Kuwait. I didn't know that they were taking Americans, or at least not kidnapping them, but arresting them basically and putting them in jail. I had no idea, but this guy was just freed by the Trump administration. He was in Kuwait, I believe, for 2.5 years. Under Biden's administration, yet he didn't lift a finger for this guy. Oh, it's probably because he wasn't a black lesbian. He is black, but he's not a lesbian, unfortunately. Take a look.
All right, Mr. President, President Trump, I want to thank you for what you've done for me and my family. I just mentioned to Adam that I wanted you to know, everyone on your team, everyone that have supported this effort, that you know that we greatly appreciate it, okay? I wanted you to be able to meditate on how you affected personally lives and the difference that you've made. I'm a 60-year-old grandfather and father, so I can't put words in how excited. Give all grace and honor to God, but He used instruments, and there have been a lot of people behind the scenes who have done a great work. So I wanted you to be able to hear that directly from me. And again, God bless you and your family.
All right, my friends, that's it for the news. Now on to the nuts. This next clip, it's not really a clip. It's a posting that I found, and it is really funny. It says, any suggestions on how I can appear more feminine? And then Carl Waters wrote, sure, don't rest your nutsack on the sink. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's not pulling off the lady regardless of where the nutsack is resting. Jeez. Come on, dude. Just stop it. Love yourself for who you are. I think Amazon needs to raise the bar just a smidge on the people delivering packages and driving their vehicles. Gosh. Take a look. In Spain, an immigrant, well, they might both be immigrants, I'm not sure, because one is from the Middle East and one is from China. But in any case, the immigrant from the Middle East tried to steal something from the man from China, and he fafoed. Take a look.
Relax, relájate.
Yeah. 打电话。打了吗
No, don't move.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Relax.
Mira.
Just stay there till the police come up. Yeah. Okay.
Mira.
Quit. 打电话。
Relax, relájate.
哎，不对。
Relájate.
You shouldn't have stolen anything. 轻点勒他。
我知道，他只要不动，我就不勒他。
轻点勒他。偷你东西。
¡Policía! No te muevas, relájate. Ya lo sé. No, tú no, yo no. Relájate. Coño. No pasa nada. No, yo no,
Era que intenta robar.
Sí. No consigo llamar a la gente. Relájate.
Sí.
Later.
Guilla bin distribuida yo. Pon las manos en la espalda. Pon las manos en la espalda. 可以，牛逼，到那就给他夹住了。真牛逼。
Yeah, because he was working together with two other
Mi cámara, mi objetivo, todo. Te ha intentado robar a ti. Sí.
All right, my friends, that wraps up News and Nuts. Now it's on to the liberal pool of madness. We're jumping right in, so sit back, relax, buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
So one of the reasons I know Donald Trump is screwed is because he's leaving a trail of lies so obvious that it is going to be very hard for him to break out of it. And these are all about the economy. So in March, he took credit for the economy, in particular the stock market, because it was up. So then he was taking credit, so therefore he was saying that was his economy. And then yesterday, when it came out that GDP growth had been in the negative for the first time in 3 years, all of a sudden, it was Joe Biden's economy, even though he was president for most of the quarter in which that data was collected. So I'd love to know how he's going to explain why in March he was taking credit for the economy, and then in April, it was all of a sudden Joe Biden's.
What difference?
And the reason why I think this is different this time is that the last time the economy was bad was during COVID. And obviously he did a lot of things to make it worse, but a lot of people were like, well, you're going to shut down the system. There's going to be losses anyways, which is
Oh, so in that case, it's not Joe Biden's fault. It's all Trump's fault, even though Joe Biden was president. But now that Trump is president again, and all the crap that Joe Biden did to ruin the economy, now that's all Trump's fault. So you can't have it both ways, my man.
It's true. But before he came into office this time, the economy was roaring. Inflation had plummeted, jobs were still being created, and now inflation is starting to creep back up. Grocery prices have not come down. He's done nothing on prices.
They have
so
come
he
down.
owns all of this for the first time. And I truly think, because there are almost 4 years to go, we've only been through 100 days, people are going to pin this on him, and the Republicans are going to get smacked around in 2 years and definitely in 4 years. And hopefully this long nightmare will be over.
I really like my new glasses.
What?
I think they're cute.
I'm sorry to break it to you, lady, but there's so much going on right here that it completely drowns out those glasses. But hey, you know what? If you think they look good, you do you.
I think we're about to lose Trump. And it's not the celebration that you might think, because now we're going to see the real players come out, and then the shit is going to hit the fan. So I have been saying for a while that Trump is just a figurehead. They use Trump to get Vance in place because they want Vance to be our president. So they knew that Vance could not get elected without Trump. They needed him for that, and they need Trump to take the fall so that Vance can go in and replace him. And I'm sure you've seen the article by now, but Stephen Miller is Trump's handler. He is the one who tells Trump what they want Trump to believe. I've been saying for a while that I don't think Trump can read, and also that he has dementia.
What?
They tell him whatever the fuck they want him to believe, and now we have proof. Trump asked Stephen Miller in a room full of reporters. He said the Supreme Court ruling was unanimous. Stephen Miller said yes. Trump then asked him for us, and Stephen Miller said yes.
Yeah, and
they ruled 9-0 against Trump. But
no,
Stephen Miller told Trump that they ruled unanimously for Trump. He then went on Fox News and said the same thing. So that means that Trump and all of his supporters now believe that Trump is fully in compliance with the law.
As he is.
Trump is about to take the fall, but Trump thinks that he's in compliance with the law. Yes, he absolutely deserves to be eaten by the wolves that they're about to throw him to. But Trump is not the one in charge.
What?
And once he's out of the way, then we're going to see the real players.
And they call us conspiracy theorists? Jeez Louise. Where's your tinfoil hat, lady? It appears that the Muslim religion is on the march, very quietly gobbling up churches and other buildings that used to be Christian and converting them into mosques. We saw the map just before, the map that showed all the different mosques. I think those were all previously churches. But anyways, this guy is talking exactly what the Muslim church, a Muslim faith, whatever you want to call it, what their goal is for America. Take a look.
We are buying these churches. We bought 3 churches so far, converted them to masjids, and now we have one we are buying with a school to make it, because we have to serve the same people. The people who were part of that community, one day they will be Muslims. So we'll make it into a masjid and an Islamic school for our children and their children, inshallah. 100 years ago, they invaded the Muslim world and they built missionary schools and destroyed Islamic schools and masjids. Today, we bring the favor back, turn their churches into masjids and their schools into Islamic schools, bring the light of Islam to here. We're able to buy ready to go institutions that have been there for a long time, but they emptied out. And now it is time to be filled with Muslims, with reverts, converts. This is an election year, but we're not going to be happy with either candidate. We have to be happy when Islam becomes the best candidate for us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give Islam the victory in this country.
So this is something I think we need to be really taking seriously here in America, because it's happening in a lot of countries all over the world. But this says it's the Islamic Hijra. I don't know if I'm saying that right, clock. But it's pretty fascinating. It says start, I guess it's at 1 o'clock, right? Start target an open democratic society, check. Begin mass migration, check. Create enclaves, sure. Infiltrate government and organization. So this is saying this is where we are. And I think definitely in the UK, that's where they are. I don't think it's so much right now, but the next step is initiate sporadic attacks, suppress free speech. Hello, Democrats. Increase attacks, provoke civil war. Again, something that's on the Democrat wish list. And then pressure government services to collapse, and then ultimately establish Sharia law. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but I think they're going to make a really good effort to do that. But here's another little thing I saw. This is kind of crazy. Maybe we can get a better view of it. I'm not going to go through all of it, but these are all attacks done by Muslims over the years. And it's astounding. And this probably is just like a small percentage of attacks. And they're all done by Muslims. And I'm not saying every Muslim is a terrorist or an evil person or whatever, but this is what it is. So yeah, just pause the video while you're watching and just soak this in. This is crazy. And in Texas, we need more resistance like this. Take a look.
Islam is the religion of rape, incest, and pedophilia, where they bow down to a stupid rock and a false prophet. I will never let Sharia law take over.
I'm surprised you didn't see stones being thrown. She's got guts. Takes a lot of guts.
Go back in your cage.
Go back to your Muslim.
Go back somewhere else. Hey, go back somewhere else. Try something, bro. Ven por acá a la izquierda,
Wow.
We're rolling.
Yeah, that took a lot of guts for that lady to get up there and do that. I would not be surprised if she has death threats now. And did you hear that one guy at the end of the clip? He said, "Go back into your cage, dog." I mean, this is the kind of respect, actually lack of respect, really, of women that Sharia law has. I mean, women, they have no rights. They're totally, everything about them is suppressed. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to have to just, what? Oh no, we got it. What is that? Crockett alert. All right. Okay. All right. Turn that off, please. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So in a plane, is this confirmed? I don't know if this is, okay. Okay. We'll roll it. Well, let's take it. I'll share it with the people. All right. Thank you. All right, it appears that we have a clip of Jasmine Crockett on a commercial line. I didn't know she flew commercial. If I can speak English, that'd be great. So let's take a look how the flight's going. What? Wow. What is going on? I can see where the mistake was made, but clearly my producer was mistaken. That was not Jasmine Crockett. But wow, how does a person like that get on a plane? Honestly, like, because she could not have been acting normal before she got on. unless she took something right after she got it. I don't know. Like, that's crazy. That would be terrifying. I mean, what do you do in that type of situation? You know, you'd have to subdue her somehow, but I don't know.
In fact, please allow me, friends, to digress for a moment. Okay. It's kind of dark in here, but I'm asking for a show of hands. Who saw that video from a couple of weeks ago? The one of the elephants at the San Diego Zoo during the earthquake? Google it if you've not seen it. So that scene has been on my mind. Everybody's asking me what you've been thinking about these days. Well,
I have no idea how anybody can take that woman seriously. Oh my gosh, she is just look, I'm sorry, but she looks pretty drunk. If you ask me. I think that speech would have been better accepted, better received if she was in an environment that reflected her true self. I think let's take a look. I think we've got something here.
in fact, please allow me, friends, to digress for a moment. Okay. It's kind of dark in here, but I'm asking for a show of hands. Who saw that video from a couple of weeks ago? The one of the elephants at the San Diego Zoo during the earthquake?
Yeah, that was way better.
Delivery.
He just whips it right at the door. What a douchebag. Oh my gosh.
Does not represent us.
I normally don't show clips like the one that I'm about to show because I don't know, they're just kind of stupid. And yeah, there's not much more to say about them. But in this particular clip, it showcases an app. And there's a few of these apps that are showing up that are changing the features, the way people look. Some of them are making, I think, thin people fat. And then fat people, I don't even know. But anyways, they're altering people's looks and expressions. And this one apparently makes people look like they have Down syndrome, which is just absolutely horrible. But apparently they're doing it so that they get, I don't know, sympathy clicks or something. I don't know. It's pretty disgusting. So that's why I'm showing it. Anyways, check it out and let me know what you think.
You knows I get my pip. Wait.
So Trump has said that he's going to eliminate income taxes when the tariffs kick in, which is not how tariffs work. Tariffs are a tax paid by the importer and then passed on to the person who buys the good.
Okay.
They are a tax. People who don't understand how they work are living in an active state of denial.
You almost had me until the very end when you farted. Sorry. But speaking of sorry, let's take a look at Tampon Tim's daughter. She seems to be popping up here and there all over the place. So I don't know. Let's see what words of wisdom, what gems she has to give to us this time. Let's take a look.
I'm genuinely curious to see how this administration is going to spin just literally kidnapping children and removing them from this country.
Yes.
All the while they are United States citizens. Also, they are children, some of which are sick and dealing with cancer. So yeah, along with all the moral stuff that is conflicting there, they're also citizens. So I'm really, really interested to see how they're going to spin it. Because I'm sure they're going to come up with some elaborate lie or whatever. But also, if you're still on that train, it's not too late to get off. Hop off, baby. Come on. Come on. We are headed down a very dark path, and unless we all start speaking up, genuinely.
Oh boy. Okay.
But yeah, I'm curious to see how they spin it. Will they even say anything about it? I think they might just ignore it.
This is exactly what Charlemagne the God was talking about. These people have, if they do have the entire story, they're not telling you the entire story. Because these kids yes, they might be technically U.S. citizens, but the parent is being deported, and the parent is given the option to either take the child with them or find some legal guardian here in America that they can stay with. And these parents are choosing to keep the child, which, I mean, that obviously is, I think, probably the right choice. It'd be difficult to let your child leave them behind. But yeah, they're trying to say that ICE is swooping in and just ripping them out of their cribs. And they don't care if they're hooked up to chemo treatments or whatever. They're pulling all that off of them and just throwing them into a cage and sending them down to South America. So you're going to be seeing a lot of this for sure in the next coming probably weeks, months, probably, who knows? I don't know. But anyways, here's a little bit more. Enjoy.
Trump, this is going out to you, you punk ass bitch, because that's what you are. This whole country knows it. Now you're arresting little kids because they don't have papers, and the parents are trying to get your birth certificates to prove that they're from this country, and you guys are just arresting them. The police.
Oh yeah.
Don't approach me, any police, because I'm done with the police. I'm done with Trump's administration because that's bullshit. How Trump can have little kids arrested and deported when they've lived here all their lives, and their parents is documented people that live in this country, and you're arresting their children. Come after my children and see what the fuck happens to Trump administration.
A 2-year-old American citizen deported to Honduras. Where the fuck is the humanity in these people? This is a baby. This is a child who should be playing with toys, not ripped away from everything they know and thrown into chaos. And these heartless bastards, this Trump regime, they have the fucking audacity to talk about family values. What family value? You don't fucking deport a 2-year-old child and then pretend you care about children. Where is the outrage? Where are the fucking consequences? This isn't policy. This is fucking cruelty, plain and simple. And if we don't raise our voice against this evil, if we don't stand the fuck up, then we are complicit in letting this horror keep happening. We have to fight for these children. We have to fight for basic human fucking decency.
That is a lot of passion, my man, but I don't think a 2-year-old really has any idea what's going on around them. Like, they don't comprehend, hey, this is the United States and I enjoy freedoms of the Constitution. They're just 2. So whether they're here or there, they have no idea what's going on. So anyways, but speaking of not knowing what's going on, check out this next temper tantrum on CNN. These guys... Anna Navarro, she is the worst. She is such a racist. Check it out.
No, I know you're not. If you come into this country illegally, you are going home. Simple as that. We do not have unlimited resources.
I think a lot of Americans
to take care of other people.
There's a hell of a lot of people
other
than the black people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They're not the same as black people who were brought here against our will.
That's exactly what I just said. I said there is a lot
of people
there's a big difference.
There is a big difference.
That's exactly what I just said.
There is a big difference.
That's exactly what I just said, Sir Michael. Look and act indignant. That's exactly what I just said. Let me just share Michael. Other than the black Anna and share Michael, please.
There
are a lot of people from share Michael. I think you actually misheard what she. I think you misheard what she said. No, he purposely misheard.
She said. I purposely misheard. So now you're in my
share
brain.
Michael, listen to me for just a second.
Is that where we're going?
Share Michael.
I
would say I who have advocated for black people my entire life would say something like that.
Anna, because you've advocated for black people, great. Congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black. You're not.
Okay. Okay, share Michael.
That's right. I'm Latino, and my people are being racially profiled.
It is.
And do I have to remind you the history of my people?
Share
do
I
want to go there?
No, I don't.
Do you really want to go there?
Raul, we're going to go to break. Raul Reyes, thank you very much for joining us. Everybody else, hang tight. We'll be right back.
When I was studying history, like the
It is absolutely crazy that Anna Navarro tries to get into, like, it's not like a dance off, but it's like a victimhood off. She's trying to play the card of victim, saying that her people have been victimized more than the black people in America, which it's kind of astounding. But hey, listen, let them eat themselves, because that's exactly what the Democrats do best. My goodness. I think we need to see more of that. And I also think we need to see more of this.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Live splatter. Nobody cares about your protest. Keep your ass out of the road. You know, I'm pretty sure if that last truck came rolling up, I don't think there would be a single person that would even tempt fate and try to block that thing from going through. Jeez, these people are so retarded. Ah, nice. What? How about one of those turret signals? That's awesome. Somebody needs to sell those turret signals for real. I don't know. I mean, would they? I guess they would have to be legal because they're showing the direction you want to turn. That's funny.
What is a woman?
It's a woman who. It's a person who believes they're a woman.
No, but that's not a definition. What objectively is a woman?
Just anyone who believes they're a woman.
No, without using the word woman.
It's just a person who believes they're a woman. I mean, what's wrong with that?
The inability to answer the most fundamental, obvious biological question, what is a woman? This is not troubling. Like, it's so simple, it's so obvious. Last chance. Can you tell me what a woman is?
Nope. I love all the MAGA hats.
Are you a woman?
Background. Can't even answer it. What the... So
Why are you so hateful?
I asked you what a woman was. That's not hateful.
I gave you the definition.
Thank you for your time.
Next.
My name is Sophia. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a transgender lesbian. A lesbian, of course, is a woman who dates other women, so I, as a transgender woman, only date women. The most common response I get to this is, well, why would you transition if you're still just going to date women? But that's where we need to understand that sexuality and gender are very different. Gender and gender expression are about who you are and how you present yourself, whereas your sexuality is who you love. And those two things have nothing to do with each other. So be who you are, love who you love, but most importantly, love yourself.
So basically, you're just a cross-dresser. I don't think you would qualify as being transgender. I mean, you're just a dude that's still dating women, but you're doing it in a dress. That doesn't make any sense. Oh my gosh. And they say it's not a mental illness. Sheesh. Oh, it's so sad. You guys are possibly going to jail and face the consequences of your evil deeds? Shocking. I have no sympathy and no empathy for a single one of you. You deserve what you get.
You know what? Okay,
Yeah.
I know I'm insane and I know I'm the internet's favorite crash out. What I'm going to say right now is I'm not paying my debt anymore. What we're doing from this point forward is a debt strike 2025. If I have to do it alone and be insane, I will.
She's crazy.
Yes.
I literally will. The fact that we would continue paying our debt, we can't stop paying our rent because that's too crazy. It'll put a lot of people in harm. I'm sick of protesting. It does nothing. I don't want to go to war because look how skinny my arms are. We have to do something. I'm not paying my debt. You can join me on this or you cannot. I'm going to take a picture of, and I'm going to keep records of the debt that I have right now, because when the interest rates go up on that, I'm not paying those either, even when they start to meet our demands. And the demands are as such. Abolish ICE, okay? I want those men home from El Salvador. I don't care. And
Stupid.
We need to protect Medicaid. The Department of Education needs to be restored. I want critical race theory in the classroom, period. We need to literally be delusional. I'm going to be delusional right now. I will stand here right now, be delusional, make fun of me all you want. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. And if they don't meet our demands, then what we're gonna do is then we're gonna stop paying our rent. But for right now, stop paying your bills. Stop paying your debt. We're gonna start there. And it's like, what the fuck do I have to, oh, my credit score for the house that I'll never buy? I already am not allowed to rent because I don't make enough money. I have to have a cosigner anyway, so what does my credit score even fucking matter? What does it matter, bro? Literally, what?
Not sure.
I want Doge out of office.
Wow.
We're done with him. We're done with him. And free healthcare for all people. I'm
Doge
so
out
dead
of
serious.
office?
Guys, we're done with this.
Well, at least that young lady has a little bit of introspection and she knows she's insane. But I think that's a great strategy. Do it. And I hope all the liberals and I hope all the insane left do it. Just jump on that train and don't pay your bills and see what happens. So stupid. Oh my gosh. My friends, we need a detox. Fortunately, we have one ready to go. It's time for Dave's Detox. I don't know what it is, but I love watching dogs skateboard. Aw. Oh, right in the mouth. I don't know. And how does this happen? What? Grazing on like the 7th, 8th floor of a building? How does he even get there?
Load up.
Oh yeah. Oh! Oh. Aw, man, you gotta love dogs. Yes, yes.
Smell it too? Smell it. Smell it.
It's like you fooled me.
Oh my god!
Oh, look at his smile. What? Okay, that is a first. That's a first for me. I've never seen that before. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get that stick. Aw. I miss my dog. Blake. Well, my friends, that wraps it up for the day. I hope you enjoyed the detox. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you did, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, slapping that bell around, and tell your friends about Idle Hands. We'd love to have you share the love. All right, until the next episode, know that you are loved and appreciated. And of course, until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.